welcome back to the vlog. If you don't know me, my name is Sharelle. I'm an artist, illustrator and drinker of tea, which has probably gone cold at this point. It's lukewarm, I can live with it. I have just had in a big shipment, wasn't really a shipment or a big one. I've just had some new greeting card designs delivered, so I've just been chopping those up, and you might have seen that I also had some prints going on here as well. I haven't got as far as folding the cards yet. I will do that in a minute because I need some of these for an order, but I got some new Valentine's designs in. We've got Happy Valentine's, hot stuff, sriracha sauce, which I wasn't sure how these were going to come out because these artworks are not digital. These are acrylic marker and pencil. So I'm super pleased with how they came out when they were actually printed. I was a little bit worried about them. So that's the first one. I've then also got this kind of little fishy one. These are they were supposed to be the little fish crackers that you get at Christmas time in like a party selection, if you know what I mean. But they're just cute little fish. And then the other one that I got in for Valentine's was this one, which says, yes, I would still love you if you were a worm. And again, that one is acrylic marker and pencil. So I'm super pleased with how they came out on the greeting cards. I also had some mini prints done. Some of these I like and some of them I don't like. We all know the world is on fire, so that was the inspiration behind this little painting that I did. So this was actually gouache, and you can really see the paper texture in there. So that was a gouache and pencil painting that I did. Another little print, which is, I'm calling this one Oranges on Blue. It's a net of oranges. Again, this one was acrylic marker and pencil. The background I did digitally for this one though, because I was not super confident about doing the background at the time. I realised I probably could have painted it and it would have been no issue, but I just did it that way. This one I did, oh god, well, I think I did this at Christmas time. All Panic and No Disco. Again, is this acrylic marker? Yeah, that's acrylic marker and pencil. Again, I got the acrylic markers and pencils for Christmas. That was me just having to play around with those then. And the same again for this little Oops-a-Daisy print. Acrylic marker and pencil. Again, those last two, the backgrounds I did digitally. I think they came out really, really nice. I also got some bigger ones of them, but these did not come out so nice. So, like, they're kind of pixelated. They're not as crisp and clear. I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but they're not as crisp and clear as the small ones. So, honestly, like, this was a bit of a dud. I think you can really tell with that one. It's just not as crisp and clear as the smaller versions. And the reason being for that is because I don't actually have a scanner, but I download a photo scanning app on my phone, and I thought I would risk it and see if the quality would be good enough. And lo and behold, it was not good enough for the bigger prints, but actually it was good enough for the smaller prints and greeting cards. So I'm taking that as half a win, and I am going to be on the lookout for a flatbed scanner because I am just really enjoying doing real. That's so disrespectful to digital artists. I don't mean real in that sense. I'm just really enjoying doing traditional artwork right now. I'm doing a lot of acrylic marker and pencil. I'm doing gouache. I'm doing painting. Actually, one thing I've been working on the last couple of days is these little worm pins. I'm excited to get finished. These aren't finished yet. They need glazing. They are made from air dry clay, and I've painted them with acrylic and acrylic paint and acrylic marker. Bought myself a set of Holbein acrylic gouache. I know it says gouache, but it's not gouache. It's just matte acrylic paint, essentially. Acrylic gouache is not like gouache at all. You can't reactivate it with water the same as you can with regular gouache, which for painting things like this is ideal because I don't want them to be reactivated. I want them to be more permanent than that. For that, it works out really, really well. But it has such a flat matte finish like a gouache does. I really, really love that. But I am going to coat these with an acrylic gloss varnish, so they are going to end up being shiny in the end. Did I say that they're pins? I can't remember if I said that already. But little worm pins, how cute. Yeah, I'll get those finished a bit later, but right now I need to get these greeting cards all tidied up and packed away and restocked in my shop. I think I also have some stickers that I need to restock, but I have a meeting in an hour. Maybe I'll get some stickers restocked, probably not, let's be honest. That's probably going to take me more than an hour. I love how I just rock up to the vlog with literally no idea of what I'm going to do or say. I just put the camera on and I'm just like, hey, look, this is what we're doing today. I haven't got a clue. So I don't know if that's actually entertaining for you to watch or not, but this is a very real look into what what the day-to-day runnings of my tiny business actually looks like. So enjoy that. I'm gonna go pack some cards. Okay, pals, I'm not entirely sure where we left off because it's been a few hours now, what was I doing? Packing up greeting cards, I think. So all my greeting cards are put away now, which is wonderful. I had my meeting that I was waiting for at lunchtime, so that's been and done now. And I've got about an hour. I had my meeting, I've had some lunch, and I've got about an hour to do something. But I think what I might do is just glaze these little worm guys. And I need to make some backing cards for them. I think, did I design the backing cards obviously? Oh yes, I did. So I've already designed the backing cards for them, but I have no card currently to print them out on. I'm waiting for that. It's coming today, but not until 4 o'clock, I don't think. So that's annoying. So that will definitely be a tomorrow job. But I can get them glazed now. And then I think I might start jotting down some ideas for my first goodie box of the year. That just sounds crazy to say because I'm still not fully awake in the world yet, but I feel like I'm ready to start something. There is something quite poignant in the fact that I feel ready to start something. I don't feel ready to jump all the way into something, but I feel ready to start something. And I came across the word Imbolc the other day, which I'm going to read to you what it is according to Wikipedia. Imbolc, or Imbolc, also called St. Bridget's Day, is a Gaelic traditional festival held on the 1st of February. It marks the halfway point between the start of winter and the beginning of spring. It falls roughly halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox, with the exact midpoint, the solar Imbolc, usually falling on the 3rd or 4th of February. So it's kind of this, like, it's the midway point between winter and spring, and I think it's really poignant that I feel like I'm ready to start thinking about coming to life at this point, purely because it feels like I'm ready to let go of winter, but I'm not fully ready to go into spring yet, and it just feels like a gentle sort of transition into the two, and it really resonated with me. And I was like, do you know what, some of these like ancient traditions, they were like on to something. Presumably a lot of ancient traditions were done seasonally, so like this, it does feel like the right time for me now. I've been wintering for long enough that I'm ready to start putting the feelers out. I've had enough of a rest that I'm ready to start the kind of tender beginnings of an idea. Up until the last couple of days, I've really not felt like it. I've really not wanted to do anything or show up in any particular way. I have been working on art stuff behind the scenes, hence the little worms, and I've also got a little bear pin that I worked on. Oh, he's wonky. A little bear pin that I worked on recently. And like, these are just little, they felt like very small, very tangible, but very, very aligned kind of tasks, I guess. Maybe aligned isn't quite the right word. They felt very low pressure, low stakes. And that has it's really played into that idea of wintering for me. Like, I've been just kind of sitting at the table, kind of cozily sculpting some clay, painting it with like no pressure. No pressure there. No, oh, I need to put this on Etsy. This has to become a product. And yeah, well, I might make them into products, but it's been a very low stakes thing, which has been totally the vibe for wintering. But I feel like I'm just now at a point that I'm ready to start kind of eking into new things for 2026. We're not quite there yet, but also we're not deep in that wintering phase anymore. And this kind of idea of Imbolc was really resonated with me when I read about it a couple of days ago. So with that in mind, I am going to glaze those little worms, but I do think that I am ready to start putting some ideas together for the first goodie box of the year. I'm not going to lie to you, I already have an idea of what I want it to be, but this idea has kind of expanded over time. And I guess the full story of this idea I will share with you once I'm a little bit further ahead. But the idea has transitioned as I have transitioned through winter and then coming up to this point that we're like heading towards spring. The idea has definitely embodied a lot of like what I've been feeling, I guess, in a weird way. That might not come through in the end product, but it's definitely been a journey, this idea. So yeah, I'm interested to see how it will play out. I think I will call it a day here, but I will catch you back tomorrow and perhaps we can start putting together some ideas and some notes for the first goodie box. Good morning, pals. What have I done with my drink? Let me grab this. It's another day in the studio. It feels like the first proper day in the studio this week because it's the first day that I'm actually home alone. And I get so much more done when I'm home alone. I cannot work with other people in the house, so it feels good. I think when I left off yesterday, I said that I was going to go and glaze my worms, my little pins that I was working on, and I did glaze them. This is one, but this is not the first one I glazed. The first one I glazed turned out like this. I mean, what the actual heck? It turns out the acrylic varnish, so I've got this like I don't know where it is, I can't find it. I've got this like acrylic gloss varnish because I absolutely detest working with UV resin. Hate it, cannot stand it. I've got this really nice glossy acrylic varnish which I've been using to glaze my slugs and whatnot, and I thought I'll just use that on top of my pins. And turns out the acrylic markers that I have are not like acrylic paint at all. I kind of just figured they're called acrylic markers. They should be acrylic, and acrylic is waterproof and cannot be reactivated with water. So therefore, if I put a varnish on top, it will be fine. Not the case. Not the case at all. The bits that haven't smudged are the acrylic gouache, which, like I said yesterday, is not actually gouache at all. It's just a matte acrylic paint. So the bits that haven't smudged are acrylic gouache. The bits that have smudged are the acrylic markers. Really annoyed. Really annoyed about that. So I did relent and do these ones with UV resin, even though I flippin' hate doing UV resin. Honestly, I don't love them. I think my resin might just be old and not very good at this point, because I cured these for the proper time and they still feel tacky. So I'm just not happy with them. Not happy with them at all. First things first, this morning, I'm going to make some new ones of these. I will leave these out longer and see if that tackiness improves, but they just feel horrible to me. And there is no salvaging this one. That's a lie. Maybe I can sand the paint off. Yeah, I can probably sand the finish off and redo this one. But I'm going to make a couple more because I really want to nail down a decent process for doing these kind of little clay pins. I'm really enjoying doing them, so I really need to nail down a process. Obviously, like, this was an epic fail, but what it did teach me is that I cannot use my acrylic markers to do details on these pins if I'm then going to seal them with the acrylic gloss varnish, because that just doesn't work and those things are not compatible. So, lesson learned. So I think first things first, I'm going to do that. And then, actually, I should make a list. I should make a list of the things I want to get done today. I want to do that. I have an illustration I want to work on that I thought was a cute idea for a new greeting card. So that's another thing I want to do today. And aside from that, I'm not really sure what else. So those are the two main things I want to work on at least. So let's do that. Okie, those are pretty much done. So I've only done two. I'll show you these without knocking the whole thing over. So I've just done a couple of little worms there. They're going to have to go off to one side to dry. And quite honestly, they take at least 24 hours to fully dry. So can't do anything else with those until, what day is it? Wednesday? Probably until next week. Possibly I'll pick them up at the weekend, we'll see. So that's that. I need to tidy up these little clay bits that I've got out, and then I want to move on to a new greeting card design. So that is what I want to do. I think I said yesterday also that we could possibly start putting some sketches and stuff together for the first goodie box of the year, and I am not 100% if I want to start on that or not, although I do have a nice idea for a print to go in that goodie box. So possibly I could also start on that, but I think I'm going to start with the greeting card and then we'll see how we go, because greeting cards generally are like fairly quick for me to do. They're not huge illustrations, they're just like little spot illustrations. So it's not like I do big huge illustrations with like background elements and lots of like busyness in there, it will just be like one object, which I already sketched out last night, so it shouldn't really take me too long at all to get that going. But first I'm gonna have a little tidy up. Ow! Alright pals, I did a little painting and then I went back to doing this little painting digitally because I struggled a little bit with this, partly because I ruined it for myself. I was so annoyed. I think my biggest thing that I really need to do if I'm gonna paint is to do all the colouring with paint. That is absolutely fine by me. And then I need to stop and do the line work digitally because I either just don't have the right tools or haven't figured out the right technique yet for doing the line work in the way I want it to look. So I have this little hermit crab and it looks really, really good until I ruined it with line art. And then I hated it. The line work on that is too thick for what I want, but I don't have a pen that's the right thickness for me to do that. So I'm kind of finding that hard. My other option is to leave it without the line work and do the line work in pencil, which I really enjoy and I really think it looks nice, but it doesn't look like my work then. It looks totally different from the kind of heavy line art style that I go for in my digital work. And then I feel like it is too far removed from my kind of style. So still playing around with that, and I will continue to play around with that for some time. But I do now have the card finished. My little worms over there are still drying, and they will dry for a couple of days probably. I'll be honest with you, I feel like this vlog has been a little bit nothingy because I don't really know what I'm doing at the moment. I don't have a lot of direction right now, and I think that is because I don't have a big project to work on. I'm sort of starting to get this itch to do some work, but I don't really know what that looks like. And then my camera died, so I'm moving you to my phone, which is not the nicest angle, I fear, but never mind, we're going with it. What was I saying? Yes, so yesterday I kind of touched on this idea of like Imbolc, and I've also heard of it called the false spring, and that embodies entirely what I'm feeling today. It's like I've got this itch to start something, but I don't know what that thing is, and I'm not fully motivated and don't fully feel committed to it. therefore I feel completely lost. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't have enough energy or motivation at this point to go full force into the vague ideas I do have. Therefore, I feel really, really lost and not really sure what I'm doing. And I feel like because of that, this vlog has been really nothingy. And I also feel like over the last few weeks and months, the vlogs have been very doom and gloom. And it's not that it's doom and gloom right now. It's just so low energy. I feel so low energy that I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I'm meant to be doing. Don't really have any sort of motivation to try and figure it out even. I'm finding that tricky now. I think at the beginning of winter, it was wonderful. Like, we get to have a rest, we get to have some time off. And now I'm sort of feeling the false spring energy. It's making me want to do stuff, but I have no direction and I don't know what the stuff is. Because it's a false spring, it's probably also not the right time. I don't really know. It's all very... I feel like I'm such a seasonal person. Like, I don't really know how to navigate this right now because it's not... It just feels like it's not time to do stuff. Equally, I'm sitting here being like, we've got to do our thing. We've got to, like, we're supposed to be running a business here. We have to try and make some money because money makes the world go round and all that kind of capitalist stuff. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit lost the last couple of days, if I'm honest. I feel like I have no purpose, no direction, and it's bringing me into existential crisis territory. And today's painting little section didn't help with that at all, because I did a little painting that was not at all what I wanted it to be, doesn't look anything like I had in mind, and also doesn't even really look like it embodies me. It's not like my work. It's not the style I normally go for. Therefore, that has not helped with the existential crisis. So at least I got it done digitally. I'm happy about that part of it. But yeah, I just feel a bit weird. And I don't know how to fully explain that, I guess, other than everything I just said, which I guess would be the explanation. I feel like this vlog is a bit nothingy, but I don't know what more there is for me to say or do, if I'm honest. So I'm probably just going to call it a day. I'm going to end the vlog here and leave you with the essence that I guess you don't have to have it all figured out. It's okay if you are lacking in direction right now, and we will get there, just not yet. I'll leave you with that note. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you next time.